From on high, the helicopters descended to collect the remains of Francisco Franco. In life, he was known for his ironclad rule, who saw his own leadership as a Catholic crusade. In death, he became a relic of autocracy, a figure of times past, and a reminder of a troubling era. It was a monument to a man who dominated 20th century Spain, built on a site that holds one of the biggest mass graves in Europe. It became known as the Valley of the Fallen, constructed by the forced labour of political prisoners at the time. Franco's family had resisted the Spanish government's decision to move his coffin. But despite the pressure from right-wing groups, Spain's Supreme Court ruled that the exhumation had to go ahead.
Nos costó mucho deshacernos de un régimen.
It took a lot to get rid of a repressive regime, and it has taken us almost as long to get rid of its artifice of public homage. There is room for all kinds of opinions on when to carry this out, each one with its own criteria, but the government of Spain announced it would do it in the moment it was possible to do so, and this is the time.
And so the remains of Francisco Franco arrive at the cemetery. The exhumation, a symbolic end of his dictatorship and the end of Spain's transition to democracy. But even 44 years after his death, there are still repercussions being felt. The decision to remove the remains provoked a furious reaction from Franco's family and a reluctance to accept why, for so many of the victims' families, it was a chance to turn the page in Spain's history.
Well, you know, all the victims are victims, and there's victims on both sides, and we've tried to put this in our past, and we have not been able to because of this new president, because we had put this thing behind us.
Few of the political prisoners forced to build the complex at the Valley of the Fallen are still alive. NICOLAS SANCHEZ-ALBORNOZ was one of the only two who managed to escape the prison there. His hope that it can be transformed into a place of reconciliation.
It opens possibilities for having a more decent life in Spain and a more decent democracy, because democracy up to now has been tainted by all these problems.
The memories of this turbulent time are never far behind, but the exhumation, with all its complexities, may help to reconcile Spain's torment from this era. Sonia Gallego, Jazeera, El Pardo, Madrid.